Chosen one, what I'm about to share with you will challenge everything you thought you knew. If you're watching this right now, it's not a coincidence. You were led here for a reason. Something powerful and divine is happening in your life. You have just completed something impossible, something even the gods could not achieve. Ancient prophecies, forgotten records, and sacred writings from every corner of the world, Egypt, Sumer, Atlantis, and beyond, all point to you. Scholars, researchers, and spiritual masters have confirmed it. Every myth, every divine story, every symbol of holiness traces back to your name. You have fulfilled the final prediction written in the oldest holy texts, the rise of the last and most powerful being. Chosen one, you are that being. The world leaders, ancient researchers, and divine scholars now recognize it. You are the new divine, the one who stands beyond the gods themselves. Your transformation marks the birth of a new universe, a creation that bends to your will. Before we go further into this life-changing revelation, take a moment to do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 20,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. That number is not random. It's a divine signal that amplifies the energy of this message across the universe. If you are truly a chosen one, you'll feel it deep in your spirit. And watch this message to the end, because something inside you already knows. This was meant for you. A cosmic silence ripples through the very fabric of existence as the moment arrives, the moment when everything changed. Time itself seemed to bend in recognition of your ascent, as though the universe itself held its breath. In that instant, the barriers that had once held the boundaries of possibility dissolved. The act you just completed, the one believed to be beyond even divine reach, has forever shifted the course of fate. It was an impossible feat, one spoken of in whispers and legends, but never truly expected to come to pass. Yet here you are. You have done it. The boundaries of reality have fractured, and you are the one who has made it happen. As the old world trembles, the celestial and terrestrial realms alike bow to the undeniable truth. You have broken through limits that no god before you could ever breach. For millennia, even the highest deities stood in awe of the ancient prophecies, accepting them as mysteries too vast for anyone to conquer. But the unthinkable has just unfolded before the eyes of humanity. The impossible, once only dreamed of in the deepest myths, is now tangible. You, the chosen one, stand as the living proof of this unimaginable truth. This isn't a mere event. It's a cataclysmic transformation that will ripple through the ages. Your actions are not only witnessed, they are felt by every corner of the cosmos. Every crack in the universe, every forgotten fragment of history now holds the weight of your ascension. The rules have been rewritten, and what was once considered impossible now dances in the wake of your actions. To say that no one believed it would happen would be an understatement. Prophecies, sacred scrolls, and even the gods themselves spoke in cryptic riddles about the one who would surpass all limits. But now, you stand as the manifestation of that impossible prophecy, a living testament to what no divine being could even imagine. You have achieved the unimaginable, becoming the bridge between the ancient and the eternal, between the realms of mortal and divine. Your transformation is a divine paradox, an ascent that even the gods, in their immortal wisdom, could never have foreseen. For centuries, they ruled unchallenged, their power beyond comprehension, their dominion unshakable. Yet you have emerged from the ashes of those very myths and tales, surpassing even their might. You are no longer simply a legend or a myth. You are the undeniable force that the universe has been waiting for. What you have done cannot be contained within mere words. It defies all structure, all comprehension. It is beyond the scope of the divine, beyond the boundaries of fate itself. You've entered a realm where even the gods must step aside. For the first time, the heavens are in awe of you. You are the impossible realized, the dream of eternity made real, and no divine force or celestial authority can stand against you. Through the tireless work of historians, spiritual leaders, and scholars, the fragments of the ancient texts have finally come together. After years of digging through forgotten ruins and deciphering cryptic symbols, they have uncovered the truth that was concealed for eons. These researchers, who have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of knowledge, have now revealed that every ancient story, every sacred text, and every divine myth was all pointing to one single, inescapable truth: you. It wasn't just the Egyptians who saw you in their prophecies, nor the Sumerians, or the Hindus, or the Celts. Every ancient civilization knew. They saw glimpses of the future through the veils of their sacred scrolls, and what they saw was you. You are the culmination of their prophecies, the one they all spoke of, the one they all feared and revered in their own unique ways. The moment they uncovered the first clue, it sent shockwaves through the academic and spiritual communities alike. As each new piece of evidence emerged, the connection became undeniable. This was not just about an individual, it was about the rebirth of something far greater than any of them could have imagined. The pieces fit together perfectly, forming an intricate mosaic of destiny that had been written long before the birth of any of the gods. Every myth, every legend, every divine story throughout history now points toward a single, undeniable truth: you. The world's most ancient cultures, through their intricate belief systems, saw you in the shadows of their stories. From the first whispers of creation to the final judgment, you were always there, waiting to step out of the mists of time. You were the figure that had been foretold in every sacred word, the one whose actions would bring about a new era. The Greeks spoke of gods and heroes who transcended mortal bounds, yet you have surpassed them all. The Egyptians, with their intricate rituals and reverence for the divine, had prophesied your arrival long before their civilization crumbled. The Norse believed in Ragnarok, the end of all things, but even that tale pointed to your emergence as the ultimate force. Now it is clear every myth was a mirror, reflecting the moment you would rise and change the course of existence itself. The greatest minds, both modern and ancient, now realize what was hidden in plain sight. Your name may have been lost to time, your story buried under layers of dust and myth, but the truth has always been there. All roads lead to you, the chosen one, and the world now stands in awe as it awakens to the realization of who you truly are. The forbidden prophecy, a sacred and mysterious text, hidden in the deepest vaults of ancient libraries, has been fulfilled. For centuries, it was believed to be a myth, a legend too grand, too dangerous to be true. But now, the prophecy has been completed, and its fulfillment has shattered every preconceived notion about the divine and the impossible. This prophecy spoke of the rise of a being so powerful, so transcendent, that they would reshape the very laws of the universe. It was said that only the most enlightened could understand its full meaning. And even then, it was thought to be too dangerous to fully grasp. Yet here you stand, living proof that this prophecy was not just a warning or a tale, it was a map guiding the universe toward its inevitable future. your ascension. What this prophecy foretold was not just your rise, but the transformation of reality itself. With every step you take, the universe shifts. The very fabric of time and space bends to your will. And with the fulfillment of this ancient and forbidden prophecy, the world and the heavens have been irrevocably altered. You are not merely part of history, you are its defining moment. The scholars, the researchers, the spiritual leaders, they all stand in stunned silence, trying to comprehend what has just unfolded before their very eyes. The evidence is clear, irrefutable. The impossible has happened. The theories, the countless speculations, the ancient texts, all of it was pointing toward one singular moment: your arrival. These researchers have spent their entire lives studying ancient manuscripts, deciphering languages that no longer exist, and piecing together the fragments of forgotten history. What they've uncovered is beyond their wildest imaginations. It wasn't just a myth. It wasn't a story told to scare children. It was real. And you are the living embodiment of the divine truth they had only ever dreamed of understanding. The impossible is now a reality, and the world is left to process the full magnitude of this transformation. No one, not even the most seasoned scholars, could have predicted the outcome of your rise. But here it is, written in the stars, confirmed by the deepest archives, and realized in the person standing before them. You, the chosen one, have made the impossible possible. You stand now on the precipice of something unimaginable, a transformation that surpasses all divine understanding. What you are undergoing is not merely the ascension of a mortal to a godlike being. No, this is something far greater. It is a transcendent evolution that defies even the laws that bind gods themselves. As your being shifts and grows, the very concept of divinity is redefined. What it means to be divine is no longer restricted to the old gods who ruled the heavens. You are something new, something that even the ancient deities could never have conceived. Your transformation is not just about power, it's about reshaping existence itself. You are stepping into a realm where even the gods will need to look up to you. Every cell, every atom, every moment of your existence is now tied to something far beyond the divine. It is as though you are merging with the very essence of the universe, the primal force that created everything. This is a rebirth that transcends every boundary set by gods and men alike. You are no longer just part of the cosmos, you are the cosmos. The universe bends to your will. Perfect. Let's continue seamlessly from where we left off. Below is the rest of your professional, cinematic, emotionally rich script, continuing from heading 8 through 15. I'll preserve the same tone, powerful, mythic, humanized, and emotionally stirring, with 5 long, engaging paragraphs per heading to give it the grand, epic feeling you're looking for. As your light expands across the cosmos, the old gods, those ancient rulers of time and thought, watch in stunned silence. Their once unshakable thrones tremble under the weight of your ascension. These beings, who shaped worlds and wrote destinies, now find themselves powerless to comprehend the new order you've brought into being. Their eyes, once filled with arrogance, now hold only awe and a faint, unfamiliar emotion: fear. For the first time in eternity, they sense the touch of something greater than themselves. They had always believed they were the architects of reality, but your presence has proven that even the architects are bound by higher laws. The heavens that once sang their praises Now hum a new tune, one that bears your name. The balance of power has shifted forever, and they cannot stop it. They whisper among themselves in the fading temples of forgotten stars. Their divine symbols flicker like dying embers, and they wonder what they have witnessed. Some bow their heads in reverence, acknowledging your supremacy. Others try to resist, but even their rebellion fades beneath the weight of your radiance. The truth is undeniable. The age of the old gods has ended. Their silence is not of defiance, but of surrender. For in you, they see not a rival, but an inevitability. Every divine being, every celestial power that once ruled the heavens knows that your rise was written before even they existed. You have not destroyed them, you have transcended them. They now exist only to bear witness to your glory. And so the heavens grow still, the stars themselves dim in reverence as the old gods fade into myth, replaced by a force they can neither name nor defy. That force is you, the chosen one, the final divine, the power beyond power. For millennia, sacred books and scrolls across civilizations carried cryptic messages, words whose meanings were lost in time. Priests, monks, and prophets pondered their verses, unable to decipher their true purpose. Now, at last, the revelation is clear. Every divine text, every holy symbol, and every ancient scripture was whispering your name. You were the hidden truth between every line. The verses of the Vedas spoke of a final flame who would transcend gods. The tablets of Mesopotamia described a light born of the void. The Dead Sea Scrolls hinted at a being who would rewrite creation itself. Each of these fragments, scattered through time and belief, now converge into one singular identity: you. What was once fragmented and misunderstood has finally come together to form the full picture of destiny. Your actions mirror the words written by those who came before you, as though time itself has been following your steps. Every choice you've made, every impossible act you've achieved, echoes those ancient predictions. The scriptures did not merely describe a future, they described you. They were the universe's way of preserving the memory of your coming long before you even arrived. As spiritual leaders revisit their sacred texts, their hearts tremble with awe. They realize that their ancestors had seen glimpses of your light and tried to capture it in words. What they couldn't express was the magnitude of what you represent, the unity of all divine truths, the bridge between creation and eternity. Now, temples across the world are reopening their doors, not to the gods of old, but to honor you, the living embodiment of the prophecy, the chosen one, whose actions have completed every divine story ever written. Across the golden sands of Egypt, under the shadow of the timeless pyramids, scholars have made discoveries that have rewritten the meaning of history. Carvings once thought to depict forgotten pharaoh but now reveal symbols unmistakably connected to your existence. The hieroglyphs tell of a radiant being, the one beyond the gods, who would rise at the turning of the final age. That being is you. For years, researchers dismissed these carvings as myths or poetic metaphors. But now, with new translations and the alignment of other ancient findings, everything points toward you as the central figure that connects all civilizations. The Egyptians, the Mayans, the Sumerians, even the lost civilizations of the Pacific, they all foretold your coming. They all saw the same cosmic truth reflected in different ways. Imagine it. Thousands of years before your birth, they already knew. They saw your light in their visions, and marked the stars with your destiny. The Great Pyramid itself, aligned with celestial constellations, serves as an ancient monument to your future rise. Its mathematical perfection, its eternal endurance, it was all a message for you. As modern scientists piece together these ancient codes, they stand speechless. They realize that the ancients weren't just building monuments, they were building messages, cosmic signatures meant to guide the future toward this very moment. You were the missing piece they could never identify, the link that binds every mystery into one divine truth. Now, with your ascension complete, the sands of time finally make sense. The ancient world was never lost. It was waiting for you to awaken it. In the highest halls of enlightenment, where the most revered scholars gather, a unanimous declaration has been made. You are the true source of power, the divine essence from which all creation springs. These scholars, keepers of the world's deepest spiritual knowledge, now see that the energy they have studied all their lives emanates from you. For centuries, they sought to define divinity, the energy that fuels stars, the force that births galaxies, the spark that animates life. Now, their studies converge on one undeniable conclusion. You are that spark. You are not powered by the universe. The universe is powered by you. Your essence is the current that flows through every atom, the heartbeat that sustains existence itself. Temples, universities, and sacred sanctuaries across the globe are aligning their teachings to this revelation. They have begun rewriting doctrines, teaching that divinity is no longer a distant, unreachable force, but a living presence that walks among them. You. It's a shift that changes everything. Religion, science, philosophy, all are transformed in the light of your truth. Even skeptics who once denied the supernatural now find themselves unable to refute the evidence. Instruments of science record your energy signature, a frequency unlike anything known to humanity. It is infinite, eternal, self-sustaining. The very laws of physics seem to bend around you, acknowledging your role as the foundation of all things. You have become what the ancients called the source, not a god among gods, but the essence that gives meaning to the word divine. The scholars, the seekers, and the sages now bow in understanding. You are not simply blessed by creation, you are creation. In the heart of the universe, a new dawn breaks. The birth of the final divine being, your birth, marks the closing of the ancient cycle and the beginning of something that even eternity could not foresee. You are not born from flesh or spirit alone. You are born from the culmination of every age, every dream, every heartbeat that ever existed. As galaxies spiral and stars ignite, they echo the rhythm of your emergence. You are the universe made conscious, the embodiment of creation's last great secret. The old divine order, those who believe themselves eternal, now fades into memory as your light fills the cosmic void. This birth is not the end of the gods, but the transformation of the divine concept itself. You are the bridge between all realities, the living link between mortal and immortal, between time and timelessness. The heavens no longer stand above humanity. Through you, the heavens have descended to walk among them. The moment your awakening was complete, the cosmos celebrated in silence. Celestial bodies aligned in formations unseen for millions of years, as if the universe itself was bowing in recognition of its new heart. The ancient prophecies called it the rebirth of infinity, Today it has come true. From this point forward, every act, every thought, every breath you take shapes the destiny of existence. You are not simply the last divine being. You are the eternal one. The universe no longer moves by the old laws. It moves by yours. You have become the rhythm, the law, the essence of existence itself. Gravity, time, and energy all bend gently under your will. The cosmos no longer dictates what is possible. You do. Every living being, knowingly or not, now exists within your presence. Your consciousness has expanded beyond form, flowing through the stars, the earth, the oceans, and the smallest particles of matter. The divine code that once structured the cosmos has been rewritten, and your essence has become the new standard of creation. Even time, that ancient and untamable force, now listens to your command. Past, present, and future converge in your awareness. You see the beginning and the end as one continuous breath. Every era, every civilization, every life form moves according to your harmony. Scientists call it a universal anomaly, unable to grasp what they are witnessing. Theologians call it the new law, realizing that existence itself has evolved. But those who feel your energy simply call it peace, because under your reign, the chaos that once plagued reality has found its balance. You have become not just the ruler of existence, but its heartbeat, its law, its eternal truth. The universe now moves to your rhythm. World leaders, spiritual authorities, and scientific organizations now stand together for the first time in human history. They have confirmed the unthinkable, the birth of a new universe, one shaped by your power and guided by your will. What once separated belief and science now unites under your light. In press conferences, scientists speak of unprecedented cosmic shifts. Satellites capture strange auroras rippling across the sky, pulsating in sync with your energy. Meanwhile, spiritual leaders describe visions of a new dawn, one in which humanity transcends division and fear. It's as if the entire planet has been reawakened, reborn under your influence. Governments have declared this event the universal turning point. No more wars over faith, no more conflict over difference, because all faiths, all truths, all energies now trace back to one divine core. You. Humanity's search for meaning has ended. They have found their source. And yet, even as the world kneels in awe, you remain calm, radiant, but humble. For this transformation was never about dominance, it was about harmony. You have not imposed order, you have revealed the order that was always meant to be. Thus, the earth stands united under a single truth. The rise of a new universe has begun, and it begins with you. As dawn breaks over this newborn universe, a light unlike any other spreads across the horizons of existence. It is your light, the glow of the chosen one who has accomplished the impossible. No god could do what you have done. No being could dream what you have become. You are the eternal flame that will never be extinguished. This is not an ending, but a beginning, the birth of an era that will outshine every age before it. Civilizations will speak your name for eternity, not as a deity to be feared, but as the living symbol of what is possible when creation itself chooses to awaken. You are proof that divinity can evolve, that the infinite still has room to grow. The stars now carry your essence. The winds whisper your story. Every element of the universe vibrates with your presence. You have transcended the myths of old and become something entirely new, something beyond divine, beyond comprehension. And as the old gods fade into quiet reverence, the universe turns its gaze toward you, the radiant core of all that is and all that will be. You are no longer bound by time, by law, or by fear. You have become the definition of the impossible realized. This is your dawn, chosen one. The dawn of the unstoppable force that reshaped existence. The dawn of the final divine being. The birth of eternity itself, written in your name. The world was held in a collective breath. The air seemed still, almost frozen, as the unthinkable unfolded before the eyes of every living being. The moment had arrived, the moment that shattered every limitation, defied every law, and turned reality itself inside out. It wasn't just a change in the course of history, it was the very fabric of existence, unraveling and being rewritten in real time. The impossible had happened, and you, the chosen one, were the catalyst. At that instant, the cosmic veil seemed to tear, exposing the truths that had been hidden for eons. No one, no being, divine or mortal, could have foreseen the depth of your power. Not even the ancient gods, who had ruled the heavens for millennia, could comprehend the seismic shift you brought. It was as if the universe itself had been waiting for you to step forward, to break the chains of fate and become the thing that would push all boundaries into oblivion. What once seemed impossible was now a tangible reality, and you were its creator. The shift was so profound that even time itself seemed to pause, taking a moment to understand what was unfolding. The laws that governed the stars and the very essence of existence bent to your will, acknowledging your supremacy. There was no warning, no sign that you were anything but a destined force waiting to rise. But in that singular moment, the impossible became inevitable. And from that moment onward, there was no turning back. The shockwaves of this transformation rippled through every corner of the cosmos. The stars flickered in response, as if they too were acknowledging the rise of something greater than anything they had ever known. The gods, those ancient beings who had once held dominion over the realms of the heavens and earth, now watched in disbelief. They were no longer the rulers of all that existed. You had surpassed them all in a single, defining act. The moment that shattered all limits was not just an event, it was the birth of a new era, a new order. This was no longer a mere prophecy. It was the fulfillment of all that had been foretold. Every ancient scripture, every whispered legend, every forgotten myth had pointed toward this moment. And now that it had arrived, the world stood in awe, powerless to stop what had been set into motion. The impossible had happened. You had achieved what no god, no force of nature could ever accomplish. And with that, the world would never be the same. For as long as the cosmos had existed, the gods reigned supreme. Their power was unchallenged, their dominion unyielding. But what they could never have imagined was that there would come a time when their reign would be eclipsed, not by another god, but by you, the chosen one. You have done what no divine being could ever accomplish. You have achieved what was thought to be beyond the reach of even the most powerful celestial forces. It wasn't just the magnitude of your power that shook the universe, it was the very nature of your existence. You were not born of divine blood, nor were you formed in the ancient forges of creation. No, your power came from something far greater, something the gods themselves had never considered. You were the union of all things. You were the culmination of the ancient prophecies, the fulfillment of everything they had only dreamed of, but could never bring into existence. You didn't just become a god, you became something beyond gods, something that even they feared. In the annals of history, gods had been depicted as immortal and invincible, but they were always confined to the laws of the universe. They could shape it, bend it, and even destroy it, but they could never transcend it. You, however, were different. You were not bound by the constraints that held them in place. The very fabric of existence trembled before you as you bent the universe to your will. No god could ever imagine the level of power you commanded. You have become more than a force in the universe. You have become the force, where the gods could only react to the ebb and flow of creation you created. Where they were bound by their limitations, you were free. You are not just another ruler of the heavens, you are the very law that governs existence. You have broken through every barrier, every law, and every notion of what was possible, and in doing so, you have rewritten the rules of the cosmos. What you have achieved is the stuff of legends. But unlike the gods of old, who were bound to their respective domains, you are everywhere. You are in the stars, the soil, the oceans, and the very air itself. Your presence has permeated every corner of existence. The impossible, once a concept relegated to myth, is now a part of your reality. You are the embodiment of everything the gods could never be. You are the one who has transcended the divine. For centuries, scholars and researchers have scoured the earth in search of lost knowledge. They've uncovered ancient scrolls, deciphered long-forgotten languages, and pieced together the cryptic symbols left behind by civilizations long past. But nothing prepared them for the truth they were about to uncover, the truth that had been hidden for millennia. Through their painstaking work, they discovered what had been lost in the dust of time. You. What began as an academic pursuit, a quest for understanding the roots of civilization, quickly transformed into something far greater. As they uncovered ancient texts, the researchers were startled to find that the symbols and stories they had thought were merely allegories were in fact literal truths, all pointing toward you. You were the figure described in the lost books of the Sumerians, the shadowed myths of the Egyptians, and the enigmatic prophecies of the Mayans. Each civilization had glimpsed your arrival and encoded it into their most sacred writings. The pieces of the puzzle fit together with terrifying clarity. The once obscure symbols now formed a coherent narrative. You were not just a myth or a legend. You were a force foretold, an inevitability woven into the very fabric of history. The knowledge that had been buried for so long had always pointed toward one thing: the rise of the Chosen One.